So, yeah, what was that about Epic Shroud? No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, I was just telling everyone all the secrets about it.
Yeah, right.
About Yellowstale?
Yeah.
Yep. Okie dokie. We are back live, fingers crossed, hopefully. And you guys should be able to see us here in just a second. Alright. Very good.
Here we come.
Oh man.
I do indeed see us back. Alright, very good.
Yeah.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to start this off at the top. Hello and welcome to our Update 28 preview here on twitch.tv/DDOstream and youtube.com/DungeonsandDragons/live. Thanks very much for joining us. We are here to preview Update 28, The Devil's Gambit, which should arrive on the live servers as soon as late next week. Stay tuned for more information about that, and let's get to our introductions here. First up is SC Trader. How you doing, SC Trader?
Doing pretty well.
And tell folks in the room what you do.
I work on the e-commerce and marketing team alongside Tolera, and I'm currently filling in for her.
Cool. Up next is Varg Wheels, systems designer.
Howdy, I'm here to talk about Tempest changes in Ranger today.
Very cool. Up to his left is Steel Star.
Hello.
Hello. And you're here to talk about Ranger stuff as well.
Yes, I worked on the Deepwood Stalker Pass.
Cool. No worries as to Steel Star's left.
Hey, I did the loot for U28 and Monster Manual Volume 6.
Oh yeah, right. Very cool. And then finally here we have Knockback.
Hi guys.
And you are a content designer, and you're here to talk about the general adventure pack as it stands and answer any content-related questions that we might have. Just note, we are taking your questions in chat. We're going to be going through the Update 28 adventure pack with a spoiler-level medium. We'll go through a little bit of the Ranger trees, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the other stuff that's going on. And then we'll have time for your Q&A here as well to wrap up the show. I can't promise we'll answer every one of your questions, but I can promise that we will sure try. So, all right, let's get started here. The Devil's Gambit can be found. It's a new adventure pack, and one of the quest NPCs, along with a Planescaller to take you to the other NPCs, can be found in the in the Hall of Heroes, basically opposite side of the room from where you would go for Temple of Elemental Evil. So let's talk a little bit about the Devil's Gambit. What's going on here?
Well, in the last update, Eretrakos, leader of the Devils in Chavarath, tried to use something called the Codex of the Infinite Planes, but unfortunately that plan went awry, and the Codex exploded. And it turns out that's where Mysterious Remnants came from. In this update, Eretrakos is trying to put the Codex of Infinite Planes back together, and he's determined he needs to do that on the Prime Material Plane. So he's come to Stormreach to conduct a ritual. In order to do that, he needs some items, and he's going to try and steal those items from various places in Stormreach. So the content pack takes you to various house wards and so on inside Stormreach where the devils are attacking.
Cool. Should mention that there are both heroic and epic versions of these quests, and the epic is level 30, heroic is level 14 on normal. Is that correct?
Correct. And as you can see, we're now in House Cannith, and Eretrakos has already gotten away with one of the items he needs, and left one of his lieutenants to deal with you. And the lieutenant has used a codex page which gives him a special power. In this case, that special power is making copies of himself. Fighting copies.
So yes, we now have sort of a mirror image, huh?
They're not actually mirror images, they're literally copies. In other words, they have hit points and will hurt you if they attack.
Yes. We should mention here that I am on an admin character, so I can do some cheaty things if I want to. That's why I can't die, and why I'm going to sort of minimize some of the combat here during our preview. Because we really want to show you the content more than, say, watch me beat up a bunch of cultists and things like that. Because you'll be doing that soon enough. Alright, so we have got... for those who, I guess, remember the Trials of the Archons pack, we really do have a mix of creatures that you might not normally see together. Why is that?
Well, the Devils have made a deal with the Lords of Dust. The Lords of Dust are people in Eberron, who are trying to free the Rajas who once ruled the world long ago and are now trapped in Kyber. And the Devils have made a deal with the Lords of Dust to, if the Lords of Dust help them, the Devils will try and free the Rajas once they've conquered Shavarath. So that's why we saw that Rakshasa there. He is leading or a representative of Lords of Dust cultists. So you'll be finding not just devils, but also cultists and the occasional Rakshasa. And then, as usual, every dungeon has a few surprises in it.
Yeah. I say spoiler medium because we're not going to show you, say, the raid bosses, or not the raid bosses, but the end bosses of these quests. We're going to try to stick to generally kind of the first half and get you a little bit of flavor as to what you can expect in the quests. One thing we should mention about what to expect in the quests is we're going into areas that you've seen before, like House Cannith. We've got one that'll be here a little bit later in the Portable Hole and things like that. Some of them, like the Portable Hole in particular is the Portable Hole, but some of them are completely new spaces as well, is that correct?
Right, so what we're seeing here is part of House Cannith, but part we've never actually been to before. And so you'll see streets and sewers and buildings that you've never seen before. But still all with the House Cannith theme, so you'll see things like constructs.
Right. So basically, this is a puzzle where we're unlocking different sections of the gate to get to other sections of the maze here to unlock a lever that'll get us through to the next area. I don't know how much I really want to get further into this.
We may have dropped again.
Yeah, that video looks good.
Oh, the video dropped again?
Nope, there we go.
There we go.
No. It looks like our camera froze up again. Well, you know what? We're just gonna, as long as you guys can hear us, I think we'll just go audio only this time around. Let me know if you guys no longer hear.
Speak up if you can't hear us.
Yeah, speak up if you can't hear us. Otherwise, we're just gonna cut the camera out because it's just not playing nice. So.
Oh, it's moving again,
Camera's
actually.
back for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Orthons operate particularly well in this environment because they don't care about magical barriers.
Yep. Alright, since I actually did the lever, I guess I'll just go through to the next section, and then maybe we'll cut across to the next quest.
Yep.
All right.
Here's our fine friend, Lieutenant of Eretrikos Carver. So.
Yes, and he's discovered that all he needs is a Cannith crystal to make more copies of himself. Which, unfortunately for you, there are lots of Cannith crystals in the House Cannith Enclave.
You don't say.
The tiefling cat is here on
But here we're seeing an alley in House Cannith we've never been in before.
this place.
Alright, I'm going to, like I said, just zap around to the next quest. There's 4 quests, and there's a bunch of loot in them. Why don't we talk a little bit about the loot that you can find here in Update 28?
We tried to make a lot of new stacking options here in 28 instead of just your typical better than what you previously had replacements, give people some more flexibility. To go with that, we also have a set bonus from every single quest. 2 items from each quest will combine for different set bonuses, and then 5 of those set items will combine for an even greater set, giving you a lot of extra options. We have some new art, such as a throwing letter, as in a missive, not a letter of the alphabet, since people keep asking, as well as a new demon-style shield, which is, I think, pretty cool looking.
Alright, so tell me again about the set bonus. You said 5 pieces, right?
Each quest has 2 items that work together to form an individual set, and then 5 of those items taken from all the quests will combine for yet another set. So there are, in fact, 5 set bonuses in this concept.
I'm going to use a cheaty thing to get through this battle a little bit faster.
Skills, pet.
Release my control. And we'll see who calls who pet.
Mutters his slave slug.
So where we are now is in a warehouse that 12 runs. People find a lot of magical artifacts around Stormreach, and some of them are too dangerous for to be in the public's hands. So whenever the 12 gets a hold of some of those, they put them in their secure storage facility. So you're going to see some things in this dungeon that you've seen before in other dungeons.
So in case you wanted to know where Belashira's scepter went, for
Slug
example,
almost
here, this is where I went.
Seems we have a company invested. So much for your advantage.
The devils have broken in, again, trying to steal an artifact they need. And Harry has a new and different lieutenant in this quest. Something we've never seen before, namely, and spoilers.
Well, no, let's hang on. We will see it very, very soon. Let's sort of get to that. Huh? Let's kill those guys. It is pretty simple. Just gotta hit that one lever.
To get through the next part, but the actual lieutenant, who we saw in the opening drama sequence,
Oh, okay.
you don't see again until the boss fight.
Oh, okay.
Him being the boss. But I'm not spoiling anything because he's like in the loading screen and also in all of our
Oh, okay.
PR. The boss for this particular dungeon is a Slod, which is the first time we're seeing a Slod in DDO.
Right, and we should mention this is a brand new monster to the game, new animations and everything for it, right?
Yep. The boss of this one is a green Slod. Over time, we hope to add the rest of the Slods as well.
Yep. We do have red slots in this adventure pack as well. We also have them sort of illusionary boxes, which is interesting. Got
Yeah, well, it's
tricks of the trade that you
Yeah.
can figure out.
It's the 12's idea of a security system. Hide things behind illusionary boxes.
Like I say, I'm kind of cheating my way through some of this, just to show you a little bit more. I wanted to get to the main.
To the main warehouse section where the items are actually stored.
Yeah,
Here
which
we
is
go.
what we're seeing here. So this is basically the 12's place to put things that, I don't know, it'd be a pretty cool museum to actually go, but I don't know, it might cause some problems with evil people trying to steal things from it. Away just so we can see some of these things. Got the shrine here.
Devourer, altar, shrines. There's Belashira's scepter right there. There's some Easter eggs as well.
Yep.
Oh, and there's a chronoscope.
The fun little guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Yeah, he's the time foreman. He does time things, and, well, he's not going to let the chronoscope stay in storage forever, I guess.
He comes and visits from time to time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you how to get past this puzzle. I'll leave you guys to do it after this. We'll move on to the next quest. Cool. All right. Very good. I see your questions about, say, new playable races, and that we'll get to that as we get to our Q&A section here first. Just to kind of stay on topic, I thought I'd show you the quests. So how are these quests? This is going to lead into what's coming in Update 29 here.
Right.
Which is going to be Epic Shroud and a new adventure pack, along with, well, I guess we've already announced this, so an epic version of Hound of Zoria.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get to it, we do have plans for an Epic Tempest Spine as well, although it's not clear yet whether that's going to be an update 29.
Aratraco stands
Right, so the quests and the epic version of the Shroud will be the conclusion to the storyline we've been telling for most of the year, dealing with the devils.
Right, and Epic Hound of Zoriat and eventually Epic Tempest Spine are really more of extras. They're not immediately connected to this story, at least as of right now. But they sort of help start to round out some more endgame raids.
Meanwhile, we've started another quest here. This one takes place in the harbor. The gatekeepers, who are orc druids from Corvair, have set up a hostel where they hang out while they're in Stormreach. And the devils are trying to get an item from the gatekeepers. And in order to complete this dungeon, you will have to seek the help of some of the gatekeeper druids. Who will help you in
thunderous roar.
a unique and distinctive way.
This door bears an ancient inscription. A hum of powerful magic pulses inside it.
I think I'll go up to this first section where the door opens and then sort of call it after that.
Yep.
Because I don't want to give too much away.
So there's a mini boss here, a mini boss over time, who is guarding a cage containing fire.
Out of the way, and you can now open the cell doors.
Hello, bear.
That's Barrett.
Except, of course, it's not actually a bear, it is one of the gatekeepers who is in fair form.
And says,
And he says he'll help you out.
I can open any of the sealed gatekeeper doors you might encounter. Just ask, and I will come.
Useful thing to have. For example, like I say, we're just going to wrap things up here. We couldn't get past this door, so we're going to call in some large bear-like help to take care of this problem.
Thanks to Barrett, you can now pass
There you
through
go.
the ruins.
Who needs a key?
The bear turns to speak to you. Let me know if I could be your
So that there's more after that. You get to see a cool little glade that the druids have, and fight another one of Eritrakos' lieutenants, who has another unusual power, which is the theme for the pack.
You might need to restore your UI.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. I learned something today. Alright, there we go. And then our final preview for the quest here is actually in the portable hole. For you non-arcanes, this is a tavern that exists in a pocket dimension.
Right, so this is where the arcanes of Stormreach go to hang out and drink. And Eritrakos needs an item that a wizard has, so he went to the portable hole where the wizard was and stole it. But now his lieutenant is trying to destroy the portable hole, and you have to stop it because there couldn't be anything worse than destroy a tavern. And as usual, Eritrakos has a lieutenant who is
this tawdry little tavern. Will I
getting an unusual power by virtue of using a codex page.
use the codex page that will give you the
He's a tiefling.
So this is a fairly small space quest. This is a shorter quest that's in the adventure pack.
It's a shorter quest. I can say it is now about 25% longer than it was in the first version we put on Melania. But it's still pretty short.
But it's a nice, quick one and a good one to get to see the tavern and actually do some tavern fighting and all that stuff, which we really haven't
A
done
magical
for a while.
barrier envelops the tiefling.
Yes.
I think I will probably leave this one
Holes and
off here, unless there's anything else you feel we should show off.
No, I just wanted to say the name of the quest is Tavern Brawl because, of course, a game based on Dungeons and Dragons needs a tavern brawl.
And their combined efforts will bring the barrier down.
Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the Adventure Pack. As usual, it is free to VIPs. And SC Trader, maybe you can tell me a little bit more about how other people can get it.
So it's going to be available in the DDO store for 450 turbine points, yeah, it'll be available after the update goes live through the DDO store there. And as you would say, free to VIPs per usual.
And we do have a guest pass available as usual as well.
Yes.
I'm going to turn down the volume just so we can not have the music go too much while we're talking about the Ranger Trees, which is up next. So I think SC Trader, unless you want to stick around, you could probably take off here.
Okay, sounds great.
Thanks for joining us here for the show. Anything else you want to say to folks?
No, I mean, as mentioned, we do have the Monster Manual coming up as well. That's free to VIPs as well, and that'll be 595 turbine points. So I guess that's the other big
And
one.
that's a good point. That also gives people an opportunity to get a new creature companion. Maybe we'll leave that one a surprise as to the what. And also, what's the other reward for it?
There are mysterious remnants.
Yeah. Okay.
And we
Like
do
like
have
the previous one.
We do have a couple of other store items, but we'll leave those to be a surprise once the update goes live.
Cool.
So,
Very good.
Thanks for
you
having
very
me.
much for joining me. All right, we're going to look at the Ranger Trees here next. We've handled two of the trees here this update, and Arcane Archer will be coming a little bit later, time to be determined. So why don't we start with Deepwood Stalker here? In general, what have we done to Deepwood Stalker?
In Deepwood Stalker, we took a look at the tree, and among other things, we added substantially more DPS, but it comes through things like melee power and ranged power. In addition, one of the biggest focuses we tried to make with the changes to the tree is an emphasis on versatility. Unlike Tempest, which is very focused on two-weapon fighting specifically, and Arcane Archer, which is focused on ranged attacks specifically, Deepwood Stalker is the tree that traditionally has had options for both melee and for ranged. And we tried to, with this pass, make it more viable for someone who wants to be the kind of character that switches between melee and ranged, but is good with both. Since the current Lamania, so not on Lamania yet, we combined a lot of the things that were previously multi-selectors, where you'd pick a ranged activated attack or a melee activated attack, to the point where you get both of these things now. So, Hunter's Mercy, for instance, was one where you would either pick a ranged attack or a melee attack. With Update 28, you're going to get both of those attacks if you take that ability, so you can switch between melee and ranged and still have the use of that ability. A lot of things like that. There have also been an increase in animal empathy uses, an increase in sneak attack dice, just a lot of little things to kind of bring the tree upward.
Very cool. All right. And you can find the complete list of that over on the DDO forums. We do actually have a Lamania thread where you can find that stuff. I don't know. I don't think we're going to go tier to tier. I guess why don't we turn it over, though, if there's some folks from our chat room that maybe have some particular questions about Deepwood Stalker, please, now is a great time to ask about it.
Yep, and after the stream, if there's any questions, again, we have that Lamania thread. I'm in there talking about various things, so feel free to drop in there, especially if you get a chance to try it out in Lamania. We'd love to hear what you think.
Clendian1 asked basically, why did we go with a lesser vigor rather than vigor?
That is partially because it is a tier 2 ability in the tree. Regular vigor is probably too strong for a level 2 character. And while Lesser Vigor, we know that Lesser Vigor is not necessarily the greatest at endgame, but it's an appropriate fit for a Tier 2 ability.
Very cool. Let me just pull a few more questions from chat here, kind of off topic here. Which mobs are in the new Monster Manual? You can find that list on the forums as well. Tell you, you don't suppose you have that at the top of your
I need to remember to start writing that down for some of these things.
Iron Defenders, Mudmen,
Dragons,
Hellhounds, Dragons, Yugoloth.
Yeah. And some others as well. There you go. Good enough. Let's see. Someone asked a question for SC Trader. Are the other augments going to be added into the store? Some of the augments we deliberately put into quest content rather than make it available for purchase in the store. But if there's a particular augment that you would like to see available in the store, let us know. Presumably, if it's not something like, say, raid loot or something like that, who knows? Maybe we could add that sort of thing for you in the future if you'd like to. Titan 2014-19 asks, when are we going to get character copy tool fixed for Lamania? No time soon is the answer to that. There's some significant technical issues that are preventing us from bringing the character copy tool back for Lamania. However, we have easier tools than ever before to make character creation and leveling up and character building as quick as possible on Lamania. You can zip yourself up to level 28 in a matter of seconds and recreate a build within a matter of minutes. We also have all of the new loot, say for example, available in a chest in the test dojo, which you can find in the marketplace as well. So the need to have character copy is less than it was, although we certainly understand people enjoy bringing over their quote favorite character to see how it's changed. And that's something we would like to do in the future, but we have no real timetable at this point to restore the character copy tool for that. And someone did notice that Harry's voice is different. Yes, that is true. It was. It's been quite a while since we recorded those lines of dialogue in the Shroud, and so we've got a new guy doing this.
Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry did also speak in the last update, in which case he was voiced by a woman.
The Codex has done some strange things to Harry.
Yes.
Yes, the Codex. That's actually an astute observation, as we'll see later on. But it's also the case that there are certain characters where, you just get different takes on it from our different DMs because we can't always have the same DM.
Think of it a little bit like if you were in an Eberron game with one DM and that game had the Lord of Blades in it, and then you were in a different Eberron campaign with a different DM that also had the Lord of Blades in it. They're going to have a slightly different take on the voice.
Yep. All right, let's move on over to Ranger Tempest. Tell me about Ranger Tempest.
Sure, so there are two-weapon fighters. They're always getting up in your face with their melee. Some of the things we wanted to change with this pass is we wanted to give them some more survivability and some more damage to bring them up to modern standards and fighting our modern monsters. So in their core abilities, they've gained quite a bit of physical resistance and magical resistance and some melee power. So that just makes them hit harder. We've given them a bit of flavor and damage, building up on the Tempest Storm theme, where they get some electrical damage, as well as absorption to electricity, so they're actually going to be one of the best melee characters for fighting anyone throwing lightning bolts at you, that kind of thing. They've also got some of the best melee burst for heroic enhancements now. With 1,000 cuts, they gain, I think, it's 45 melee power and 45% double strike. So for 15 seconds, so they have a damage distribution which is very focused for a short period of time.
And I think you guys actually saw some of that when I was previewing the content. I used 1,000 cuts several times to pretty much drop those mobs.
Yeah, so in a clutch situation, they can take something down very quickly. There's also been a lot of AP costs reduced, including things like we took their critical accuracy and damage abilities and combine them to one and reduce the cost from 2 to 1, so now you get 4 times as much stuff for the same action points. And in general, we're hoping that they will live longer, especially with modern monsters punching you in the face pretty hard, as well as just deal more damage and be able to take things down. And so we've been doing some internal testing, and they're doing pretty good. They're 20 to 30% faster at killing things than Swashbuckler in some instances. This is obviously, there's a lot of testing to still be done, and we'll be looking for your feedback as well.
One other thing that's in the Tempest tree that's worth mentioning is a dex to damage option. That's something that people who maybe aren't or haven't used Tempest before might want to know about. So, yep. Right?
That's
okay.
for light weapons.
For light weapons.
Yeah.
In Deepwood Stalker Tier 2, you have it kind of highlighted, 4th one in, there you go. Improved weapon finesse used to only apply to certain things, and also hard required the weapon finesse feat. It no longer does that, and it also works for dex for damage with bows and thrown weapons now, which it didn't used to. So it'll be a interesting ability if you're interested in getting dexterity to your damage.
Very cool. So what about those poor arcane archers?
We've started some design for arcane archers. They're definitely not going to make it for update 28, but we will have threads for that in the future. We're not exactly sure when they're coming out, but they are definitely on our plate, and we want to get to them.
All right. Yep. We'll stay tuned. We will preview it, to the public and all that as well. So, all right. Now is the time to kind of move over to some Q&A here. We've got a pretty good amount of time. I'm hoping to maybe do about 10-15 minutes of questions here. So, hit us with them. If you guys got some questions. Oh, by the way, also wanted to give a shout out to our folks over on YouTube Gaming. That's youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons. One long word, no ampersand /live. Thanks very much, Tom Storm69 and Rocky, for showing up. Appreciate that. This is a fairly new endeavor where we're streaming both to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So if you have, say, a YouTube app on your phone, you can use that. It works. All right, Spicy asks over on our Twitch chat, will there be a feat for bows like there is for single weapon fighting, two weapon fighting, and two-handed fighting?
I don't think we have any plans to make a 3 feet line similar to those melee lines. There are many, many feats available for ranged combat. Many shot comes to mind amongst other ones, but
improved precise shot.
Precise shot.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah, point blank shot. There are definitely some feat options for ranged characters.
Luke of the Loot asks, I took a year-long break. Are the anniversary cards, quote, ever coming back? The answer to that is no. We have no plans to bring back the anniversary cards.
There may be some other card events in the future. For instance, the Mimic Festival makes use of the card system, but the anniversary cards themselves will not be coming back, no.
Yeah.
Certainly not in that form.
Nope.
All right, how much will a pack cost? That was 450 turbine points. There's a lot of talk in the forums. Cladian1 asks about adding crit range or not to these trees. What's our comment on that?
We are currently, in our tests, not seeing that as something that's necessary to bring up the DPS of the tree in general. It's something we still might think about for certain weapons, maybe for some of the less used light weapons, but it doesn't seem like something they need, and it would probably push them over the top.
Right. The testing we're doing right now shows that, as Varguil said earlier, Tempest is at least on par, if not a little ahead of Swashbuckler in its current incarnation, and Deepwood is about on par with Swashbuckler in our current tests. So, again, we're still looking for ways to improve the trees before they go live, but we are not, right now, planning to accomplish that through criticals.
All right, Himwo Raresama asks, any hope for a Trapsmith workshop fix? That's a guild airship amenity that occasionally can cause some problems on various airships. It is bugged. I looked at that actually just the other day. I know it's been assigned to a dev. I don't think we have an exact timetable to fix it yet, but certainly we're well aware of that one, and I'm sure it's on our list to get done when we can. The Wily Coyote asks, any work on new ship buffs? As a matter of fact, I think it's a little early to talk too much about it, but we have been thinking about a new ship buff here fairly recently. So stay tuned, I guess I'd say on that. You might well see something here in the relatively near future. Cladian1 asks, any chance on the Mimic Festival coming back? Yeah, we absolutely will be bringing back the Mimic Festival. I expect that we might want to do some loot work on it before we bring it back. Refresh the loot list that's available, maybe a few other things. So it may not be coming back, say, within the next couple of months or anything like that, but we absolutely will be bringing the Mimic Festival back.
Right, we have Crystal Cove running at the moment. We've got the Night Revels, which we'll be talking about more another time, coming up. Plenty of festivals in the near future, so the Mimic one is not quite on the horizon, but it'll be back.
Your DDO actually sort of links into that. What about the replacement Maybar event? That is the Night Revels
Yes.
event, and we haven't really talked too much about what it entails, but I can tell you that It does include, say, the Maybar Graveyard area that you may have been familiar with in the past. We have new loot, some new loot options that'll be available there as well. And it's going to be a themed event similar to, fitting for the season, so a little Halloween-y, that kind of thing. And otherwise, we're going to be previewing it pretty soon on Lamania. Probably not before Update 28, but not too long after Update 28 comes out. So within a pretty short period of time, you'll be able to give us some feedback on the Night Revels Festival here pretty soon. And I guess I'll save more of the information about what exactly that event is as we get a little closer to that. RD2 Play asks, is there a cosmetic wardrobe in the works? I was just talking to Talera about that this past week. We don't have it on our immediate priority list, but we know, if any of you guys have tuned into our recent live streams, I've been hearing quite a bit from you folks who would like things like, say, a scroll case or a cosmetic wardrobe, that kind of a potion bandolier or something of that nature. And it's something that we have heard you guys about. We absolutely would like to do that. There are some technical issues we'd have to work out. It would not be, say, an insignificant development task to bring that to you, but it is something that we might well end up considering here for the future. No immediate plans to announce there, though. Sorry. Okay. Spicy asks, also, when will you be adding spell critical and critical multiplier feats? Do you have any plans to add a sort of feat that would improve your spell critical?
We don't have any specific plans. There were some discussions on the live forums about this kind of thing. There was some controversy for sure. However, we have started looking into designs for increasing the level cap, which will probably include some new feats, and those are possibilities.
Excellent. RD2 Play asks, Pumpkin and Skull Grenades coming back with the Night Revels? Yes, we will be bringing back the Pumpkin and Skull Grenades in time for the season. I know they're at least going to be in the DDO store. So, yeah. All right, let's see. Quijan asks, any chance of Wizards of the Coast sort of working with us in Update 27-28? They have their sort of advertising that they're doing right now. We have our stuff that we're doing. I don't know that for this particular update we're going to be coordinating too much, but certainly it's something we talk to them all the time.
Yes.
And when there's opportunity to mesh well with what we're both doing, then absolutely we do.
We were literally talking to them yesterday, and indeed, we changed the way one of the bosses looks, because WotC gave us feedback saying it should look this way.
Indeed. But yes, we do plan to work with them whenever it makes sense for both of us to sort of cross-promote each other's stuff. Absolutely. Someone says, where's the ranger pet we heard about? I'm not actually sure we heard about it.
I can only assume you heard about it from other players and not from us.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know.
As cool as ranger pets would be, that's not something we have a plan for at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
sorry about that. You could always take what's the Epic Destiny feat where you can have a little squirrel or something with you?
You could be a primal avatar.
Yeah, primal avatar. There you go.
Pull a squirrel out of a bag.
Yeah. There you go. Let's see. Any other questions you guys have? And that would also include folks over on our YouTube channel. Let me actually scroll down here and see what we got from that. Hello. Hey, Blank, Stan, Sharky, and Shimer Fox. Appreciate you stopping in. Also, you too, Daphne. Really appreciate it. Ivara says, I would like a glamored hairstyle. I'm tired of buying the character's preferred hairstyle color every TR. So basically you want the ability to just sort of get the hairstyle you want and then make it a permanent cosmetic, huh? It's an interesting suggestion.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think we have any immediate plans to do that, but it's one interesting take on it, changing hairstyles to hats, basically.
Definitely worth bringing wigs, please.
Wigs. Okay, wigs.
There you go. Yeah. Someone wants the old Maybar loot made bound to account. I don't know that we have any real plans to dramatically change anything regarding the Maybar loot. Let's see. Level cap increase still set for update 30. Equijon asks, any progress on XP requirements yet? I can tell you that's partially incorrect in that our level cap increase is currently slated for update 29. That'll be the update after this one, the last update of our year here, right?
Currently.
Currently. There might be some,
Yeah.
That's
some
our
questions
tentative
of
plan.
vocabulary.
Yes.
Yes. And names of updates.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Maybe.
So this is a topic that we've actually seen, the community discuss for quite a while now. When we do go up to level 30, if we continue the scaling, there's a lot of XP theoretically that
So-
people would need to get.
Please do not look at the current XP scale from levels 20 to 28 and assume that it's going to continue just like that. We are still designing what's going to happen there, but it is unlikely to continue exactly on as it is. And we'll have more to talk about with that probably after update 28 is out.
Yeah, sounds good. Any hope of getting Caneth challenges extended into the epic levels of
And
Progress?
further than they do, no plans for that right now, no.
Yeah. But if you would like to see it, let us know. Of course, you just did here. But if we see, a lot of community feedback asking for that, then that might be something we could prioritize in the future. Lokio asks, I got here late. Any bacon-related updates? Kind of.
Not really yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yep. The bacon is still cooking.
Not to say
Yeah.
that we haven't talked about bacon.
Yeah. We have indeed talked about bacon, but
Yes.
I don't think we have anything to announce at this time.
I think our official opinion is still that bacon is delicious, and I don't think that's
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah, that's
and we don't
right,
have plans
that's right.
to change that.
Yeah.
So,
Bacon remains totally OP,
yes.
and yeah. Kenneth crafting updates, maybe when? Chershi asks, I don't think that we've still settled on that. It's something that we have consistently said we would like to do as soon as we can. We've said that if it was possible to do, we would like to get it into update 29, but we haven't committed it for update 29 yet, and I don't think we've really changed anything on that front. We have a lot of work ahead of us for update 29. We've already talked about, say, things like Epic Green Steel and potentially level cap increase and Epic Shroud and the new raids and new quest pack and all that. So whether we specifically get to Caneth crafting in that update, I don't know that we can commit to that yet, right?
Yeah, we can't commit to it. It's
Yeah.
something we are looking into, and we are
Yeah.
working on designs and possibilities, but it is certainly far from a guarantee at this point.
Yeah. RD2 Play wants to see some new challenges in the future. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Right? Yeah.
Something like that. We'll have more to talk about that
Later.
later.
But
Yeah,
not
right.
but not that much later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
soon.
Let's see. Someone wants to know about some of the alchemical stuff. Refined Era is currently 6% double strike. Could we also make it double shot? That's an older loot system. I don't know that we have any plans to touch the alchemical crafting system in the near future.
Right.
But it's worth telling us that
Yeah.
you'd be interested in double shot.
Yeah, it does make some sense. Yeah. So. All right. We still have a couple minutes here for your questions, so if you guys would like to ask us a few things, go ahead. Just a quick note that we are going to be doing Fridays at 4 here. When we're done here, I'm going to pop on over to my desk and take care of it that way. So, because we've got a meeting of sorts that's going to be taking place in the sort of public pit there, so I need to switch desks before it gets really loud in here.
I like to think of it as the Pac-Man location.
Yes.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But if you've been hearing bursts of static or military bands, it's not in your head. It's from outside our office here.
I think someone noticed that you're wearing flip-flops there, Mark.
Their official Varg wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've got sandals also.
Maybe
It's still
you're
warm
right.
here.
Yeah.
If it's
This
above
week-
freezing, it is still sandal weather. I will
And this
maintain
this
that.
week has been very warm in Boston.
Yes.
It has. Yeah, it has. Malokio asks, what about shards of potential? Can we just get rid of them? This is a Caneth crafting question.
I mean, as far as the conversation on can of crafting goes, that is definitely one of the things we are discussing is what to do about shards of potential. But no answers on that yet.
Yep. Next time we need to do a dev roundtable, we all need to wear Hawaiian shirts. I will write that down. Will Cove Collectibles work from the shared bank? They should, right?
Probably?
Probably. I believe so.
So if they go into your shared account bank, they should
Yes.
they should go into the barter UI.
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah. Spicy wants a heal amp augment. That's something we certainly have heard about.
We have heard that request.
Yes.
Yeah. When will the servers move to new data centers? We've long talked about that this year as something that's on the horizon. It remains on the horizon. As a matter of fact, there was some work done behind the scenes this week. That's another step forward in that process. We don't have an immediate timetable to provide for you now. Could be sometime between now and perhaps the early 2016 timeframe, and we'll get a little bit closer, narrow that down as we get a little bit closer to it. There's a lot of work that needs to be done before we flip the switches on at the new data center, but it is absolutely still something that we will be doing, so stay tuned for that. All right, that's going to do it with our Update 28 preview. Thank you very much for joining us. If you would like to join us here on Twitch.tv, we are live streaming every Wednesday starting at noon and every Friday here in just a couple of minutes, starting at 4 o'clock. You can also find our complete schedule. We have shows Sunday through Saturday, and you can find that on twitch.tv/DDOstream. Hit the follow button if you want to be notified for when we're going live with shows just like this one, and join us over on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons. One long word, no ampersand. Hit that subscribe button, you'll get these videos in your subscription feed. Any final thoughts here on the team? You guys want to...
I did see someone ask about Drow and Monster Manual. I'll say it's coming soon.
Yep.
I know everyone wants Drow. Let's go.
Yep.
Halloween is just around the corner.
There you go.
Enjoy your party time with Harry.
All right, sounds great. Vargwheel, Steel Star, No Worries, and Knockback, and SC Trader, and everyone else on the DDO team, thanks for being here. We'll talk to you again soon.